people to come to us.
Well, they will do then.
Well, definitely.
I will insist.
You must do.
And right behind me is the man himself, Sam Jones. So I'm going to have a chat with him now.
Okay.
Great to talk to you, mate.
Lovely to see you.
And thanks. Keep the good work up.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Sam Jones has been playing wonderful music for us for the last half an hour or so. There you go, mate. Would you like to take that and you speak it? You probably know about microphones, don't you, really? Yeah, you do. Yeah, about there. That's fine. Yeah. Good. Well, thanks for that. Can you pull in this way a little bit? Because we've got this lovely camera here for us to both look into, gaze into the outside world and the rest of it. So, how's it been going? What's the set been like so far?
I think it's okay, yeah. I've still got a few more of my classics to play.
Okay. Right, second half, yeah. Is Sam totally in the picture here? Have you got him caught here? Because, we're doing all this off the cuff. That's brilliant, yeah. So, okay, Sam, you didn't start out yesterday, did you? You've been doing this for a while now.
Yeah, so I started playing guitar when I was 12.
12?
So it's actually been 30 years, which is
you're
quite hard to
giving your age
believe.
away as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, I tried to conceal my age the last couple of years, but I decided actually there's no point anymore.
No point.
So,
nobody wants to know anyway,
Yeah.
do they, really? Yeah. So, professionally, how did it all start? And I've sort of got dates in my head because I've been reading about you. 1998 seems to be a significant date. For some
Yeah, it
reason.
was.
Yeah.
So I dropped out of college, and my parents were at work, and I was hanging around the house a lot, trying to imitate Dave Vanian from The Damned, trying to get the crooner sort of voice exercised, and I came up with a singing style, and sort of learned to sing, if you like, whereas before I tried to sing, but quite badly. It was more like an extension of my voice. So I wrote some songs, and I was in a band called Crewe, and I used to take a little bus up the mountains to get together with this band. We were all over the place.
Up the mountains?
In Crewe it was, in North Wales. So I used to take the bus from Mould with my guitar case, and we used to get together once or twice a week, and we made some recordings, and the singer didn't turn up to our last gig, and because I joined them, they already existed as a three-piece. So it was a bit around the time of the Prodigy, where they had the electric guitar at Firestarter and all
We've
that.
got you sort of musically dated now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so late 90s, and so it all disbanded, and I decided, well, I've been in all these bands and they break up, or I always seem to be the consistent member or the one who's trying to sort of lead the way and all that, and so I thought, well, I'll just go in and sort of put recordings down and play the drums and the bass myself, and then get people to play it after. So I've got.
So you were creating the thing, then finding a band. And,
So I
you mentioned Mould, which is actually not far from here, but it's in Wales, and we're in Cheshire. But you sort of come from the Cheshire, North Cheshire.
Well, I was born in Chester.
Yeah.
My parents were both from Cheshire, and I grew up in North Wales in Harden. But I was born in Chester. So
I know when we were talking earlier, and we were talking about what we're going to talk about. I know you were very keen not to just talk about what you've done in the past. You wanted to talk about what's going on now, and I mean, we've all had the lockdown thing, and for musicians, that's been very weird. And people like me and all the rest of the entertainment world and that. So you've been working on stuff.
I spent the first probably 6 months really just staring at a computer screen and sort of coming up with ideas of what I should do, and so I came up with this idea of touring countries I'd never visited before or played in before.
Well, one of them wasn't England, obviously, and one wasn't Wales either.
No, so they were European countries like Eastern Europe, where I hadn't already explored. So that I've got a load of dates sort of pending in places like Bulgaria and Estonia. Where else? I can't remember now. I even had I had a tour booked of Bosnia, but it all got cancelled or moved.
Because of that, yeah.
Yeah,
because,
but there's still some existing dates now which are still there. So that I spent a lot of time doing that, and I put out some video singles on YouTube, around a YouTube channel, and I used whatever I had sort of almost finished recording-wise. There was a track I did for the women's strike movement in Poland, and while the protests were going on back in Poland, in the town where I used to live, we got someone to film that. I added a bass to a track, mixed it, and we put it all together and released it on Polish Independence Day.
You've just thrown away the fact that you used to live in Poland. You just chucked that out like that without any explanation. So why did you used to live in Poland?
So I went to Poland years ago in 2007 because I had a lot of Polish friends while I lived in London.
Okay.
House shares and that kind of thing. So just curiosity, I ended up playing my first foreign gig in Poland, and then 9 years later I'd met a Polish busker in Brussels, and they told me that they came from this place called Torun, or they lived in a place called Torun, and I landed a support slot with Jennifer Batten, Michael Jackson's guitar player.
Yeah.
So I did that and a couple of other gigs, and then I ended up going back to Torun again. Met my girlfriend and ended up living there. So I went back to London, actually with nowhere to live, which wasn't the first time I'd had nowhere to live in London. I spent a lot of time sofa surfing and sort of living in hotels and stuff like that, as well as having my own flats. But so this time I just thought, you know what, I've had enough.
But you've been back to Poland recently, haven't you?
Yeah, I spend probably 3 months a year in Poland now, and I got my residency card sorted last year.
Poland's your home, half your home.
It's a second home, yeah.
You did a tour in September, didn't you?
Yeah, I did my first tour of Poland, actually, even though I'd lived there for a while. Solo tour, 7 dates, all over the country, north and south. And it was the first ticketed tour I'd done. So luckily some of the venues had said they'll have me back, and I've managed to...
And you're going soon, aren't you?
Yeah, April. I've got a second tour in April.
Wow.
And I'm also trying to put a new lineup of Angry Town together in Poland, primarily. And as I said to you before, there is a possible drummer on the cards who plays with Adam Ant at the moment, and she's actually of Polish heritage, so it keeps the Polish thing in
whole thing.
It's quite interesting, I think, to have myself as a non-Polish person, but the rest of the band is Polish, you know.
And obviously they like you in Poland, musically.
Well, we went down quite well a few years ago, and but it's a bit like a fresh start every time I go there, because I play in new cities and stuff. So.
And talking about the sound, I mean, the sound tonight, it's a solo gig, but it's not an acoustic gig, is it?
No, it's definitely not.
It's a big sound.
Yeah,
it's a very big sound.
I made
it's like there is a band up there.
Yeah, well, what I play for most of the songs is exactly the same as I would play it with a band, minus the additional instruments.
But that's quite a brave thing to do, isn't it?
It's a stubbornness, I think. It's like a stubbornness. You know, because I could do acoustic versions of songs, but it's not so easy playing the solos on the acoustic.
No, you can't.
But when I initially made that decision to do the solo thing back in '98, I did start with the electric guitar, and I made a sort of conscious decision to keep doing that. And the slide, obviously, better on the electric. Get a bit more sustain.
It has to work that way, But I still think it's quite an adventurous, brave thing to do, taking out the other band members and saying, "But this is what I do. Anyway, I'm going to do it for you now." Are people surprised when they, the audience? Do they go, "Whoa, wasn't expecting that"?
No, not really. I don't think. Because of the electric guitar?
Well, just because of the way you're approaching.
Oh I do. I tried to make like a battering ram sort of impact.
Yeah.
I do try to. It's very deliberate. Yeah.
I don't know why. I just suddenly thought of Billy Bragg. You know, he was there with electric guitar, but he was a folk singer.
Yeah.
And he was doing folk thing, and he just played electric guitar, and that was his sound. But you are a rock guitar player.
No, I tried to give it some bite, like some snap. You know, like that might come from people like Paul Weller, who I like.
Yep.
In the Jam, there was an aggression in the music.
I mean, three-piece band, but small band, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that snappiness. You know, it doesn't go into overkill either. It's not death metal or
no, but it's also very, very ordered and very precise. Isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit in the middle and there's a little solo, but it's not going to be, you know, like a
8 bars solo.
It's not indulgent.
Yeah. Everything's trimmed back.
Yeah. So, so next you've got Poland. Anything else? Any recording?
I've got an EP's worth of tracks which were recorded. Last summer, the title track, which I'm going to play actually, my next set, and a couple of songs that were left over from some sessions that I did with a fella called Jed Lynn.
Jeff Lynn?
Jed Lynn.
Not
that one, no. But he's he's a very well-known Scouser. He's from the band The Stairs. They were like a cult band. They recorded in mono, and he's really good.
So collaboration there.
Yeah, but he plays drums on it because he's actually first and foremost a drummer. So there's a couple of tracks left over. Sister of the Storm, the track I mentioned, the women's strike movement, that was one that was let out the bag from the session. But there's two other songs and a third B-side, if you like. It's an old style EP, which I'm also going to play. That's called Rainstorm, and that's my song about COVID. So the reason I picked these 4 songs for the EP is that they don't have a bass on them. So I'm using it as a way to recruit a new bass player for Angry Town.
So you're actually sort of advertising while you do it?
I suppose I am up to a point.
I know it sounds weird, but
No, I am always...
It's a very novel way of doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's I am always looking for drummers and bass players. They're very hard to come by these days.
He's always looking for drummers and bass players. Okay. If anybody is watching that, and is a drummer or a bass player,
especially if they're into...
What should they do?
Well, get in contact with me through Facebook or my website.
So you're not the only Sam Jones around. So Sam Jones
official.net.
Official. Okay. So that again.
samjonesofficial.net or angrytown.net.
That was one of the bands you were in.
That's the band,
yeah.
So Angry Town is a way to distinguish between lead vocal, guitar, bass, drums, backing vocal, or just me on my own guitar and vocal. Sam Jones is what I'm doing tonight. Angry Town, it could be anyone on bass or anyone on drums, but it has to be a 3-piece band. That's the rule. So on a recording, it did exist as a real band in Poland for.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to get you upstairs, get to work again. Are you up for this? Do you need anything else? Do you need a drink or something?
No, I've got my water.
You've got your drink. Yeah. It's been great talking to you. Thank you very much. Really good to meet you. See you in a bit. Sam Jones, ladies and gentlemen. While he climbs the stairs to the upstairs, I'm just looking around to see if there's anybody else who's going to have a chat with me.